When I see Marth, I see a technical swordsman tactically slashing at the perfect moments to keep his foes at bay. I see a master of speed and the art of swordplay, and I see what I always kind of felt swordsmen were as a kid. And while he may be kind of unrealistic and he may space a bit too much for my taste, and while I might not even really like to play him personally, I just can't help but to look at this character and see a majesty and a simplicity in his moveset that just isn't quite matched anywhere else. Marth has always been a solid character in every Smash game. He's fast, has a long disjointed sword, and has honestly decent combos. His most noticeable mechanic though has to be that tipper, a gift from the gods that rewards great Marth players with an extremely safe, damaging spacing move and the opportunity to kill at ridiculously low percents. If you've been wanting to main Marth in Ultimate, there's honestly not really much to worry about. He keeps all of his previous benefits in addition to even better movement and even more consistency and a slightly easier to use moveset. Honestly, this might be the best time of all time to get into the character, and while he'll still be a quite difficult character to learn in general, having to learn his tipper and his spacing and all of that at first, the rest of his attacks feel like they're just gonna fall into place in Ultimate. For more future info on Marth, hit subscribe as I'll give any updated information on him and every other character in Smash Ultimate to boot, along with more advanced tips on Marth as the game comes out. Anyways, here I'll be going over the most important changes / the best parts about the character. I won't be going over every single part of the character's frame data, but it will be linked in the description if you want to read up on it. Anyways, as I said, Marth seems to be like he was in the past, but just kinda better. This ranges from his ending lag, to his movement, to his potential damage output. All these sectors just got better, while honestly nothing really got that big of a nerf at all. But let's just get into my favorite changes. At first, we have a change to his tipper, and overall, from what I've seen and heard in Ultimate about Marth, the tippers just seem slightly easier to hit in this game. Now, that still isn't a guarantee that you're going to hit them all the time, but overall, this is just going to obviously benefit Marth players by making them a lot more consistent and benefit the character by just raising how much potential damage he does per game on average, because tippers just do a lot more damage than sour spots. And also, make Marth a lot more safe on shield because tippers do a lot more damage against the shield. Overall, this is a nice change, and in addition to the other changes that also help him get the tippers, they're going to be happening a lot more often in Ultimate. In addition to this consistency change, he got some of the best buffs to aerial landing lag, in my opinion, in the entire game. And while the numbers aren't quite as impressive as someone like Ganondorf, it's still amazing, especially for a character who honestly didn't have that much end lag to begin with. His Nair, Fair, Bear, Up Air, Danner, all of them almost got their ending lag cut in half. Now, this is just going to massively up his potential for shield pressure, offensive plays, and even potential combos leading from the ground to the air. Marth just especially benefits from this, as now we can just throw out these giant disjointed sword hitboxes at his opponent even more efficiently now than ever. And yeah, compared to everyone else, his changes to his landing lag is a real game changer. Another move that got helped a lot was a side B dancing blade. Now the hits connect just much faster and actually lead into consistent kills and into consistent damage. Now, it did get hit with a slight nerf where the startup now is 3 frames longer from 6 in Smash 4 to 9 in Ultimate, but I think overall this should actually be a decent buff to him because it should just help him finish stocks, rack up damage, and actually have this move be a lot more usable, especially on characters like Mario that could just kind of be out of it before. They won't be able to do that anymore, and it'll be a lot more consistent in that way as well. Finally, the changes to Ultimate's movement systems help you out more than you can just even imagine as a Marth player. One of the major benefits to Marth in previous games was that in Melee and Project M, he had an amazing dash stance and could easily just bait out moves and then punish his opponent way harder than he could in later games like Brawl or Smash 4, where that wasn't that great of an option. In Ultimate, this skill's actually back though, and that is so strong for Marth. Marth can again dash in and dash out, bait a lot of attacks, and now do even better than the past potentially by actually canceling his dash into an up tilt for combos, into an F tilt for spacing or kills, or maybe into a very easily sweet spotted F smash for the sweet tipper kills. This change to mobility on the ground, additionally to the changes to the air, make it much easier to get into position for grounded tippers, and in comparison to Smash 4, when you add all these things together, you should just be really excited to pick up and play him because he's going to feel a lot better and be able to hit the tippers and hit everything that he needs to a lot more accurately. Marth's a character that creates a threat bubble of disjointed hitboxes around him with his tilts and his aerials. He goes in and out with his bubble, conditioning the opponent to shield or dodge or just make mistakes, and then the Marth player is just going to punish accordingly with a shield break or with a tipper. He's a character that by design is supposed to play mainly on the defense, but also is somewhat up in his opponent's face, just right on the cusp of his tipper range. In Ultimate, he'll be able to utilize this playstyle even better than the past, with his upgraded shield pressure, with the changes to his landing lag, and of course the buffed up movement. They'll have a lot more opportunities to swap from offense to defense and defense to offense compared to the last few games where he has, again, mainly been on the defense, and overall he seems like a much more balanced fighter in Smash Ultimate. Let's get on to some other specific things to focus on with Marth though. Firstly, it's going to be his juggles. Marth has always been a superb character at juggling, with his fast speed on the ground and his great speed in the air, along with his huge sword disjoints that come out really quickly and that also beat almost all down aerials that the opponent will be trying to use to break their way to the ground. Overall, in Ultimate, the buffs to juggling just help him even more, where now your opponent just can't air dodge 24/7, getting out of all your juggles for free. Now if they try to do that, it's kind of like a 50-50, and if you save up your attack, you can hit them while they're still in the air, while they're still in intense lag, and start to juggle again, over and over and over again, and overall I think this is going to be one of the main things to focus on as Marth. Another thing that Marth excels at is spacing. When you want to learn how to play this character, you're going to have to learn how to stay at the exact right space to get out your damage. You're going to have to learn how to get close enough to get your damage dealt, but not get too close to get hit right back in your face. It's a lot different than most other characters. He still does have a decent amount of end lag compared to a lot of the really close range people like Squirtle, but if you can keep your opponent out, you can oftentimes kill your opponent without them almost ever hitting you. Another thing to note is Marth's Edgeguarding. Now he excels at this similarly to his juggling due to his large sword hitbox. From down tilt to nair to back air to the 2-framed F smash to jumping off the stage and getting that down air, which is a lot easier in this game, he just got a lot of tools to keep his opponent off stage, to kill him off stage, or at least to get a lot of damage while they are off stage. As well, Marth seems to have been buffed with some actually pretty decent combos. And while Marth didn't lack, any combos in the last game, he honestly didn't have that many, didn't really have to focus on it that much. And while it still won't be a huge main focus of Marth's game plan, he has a lot more access to them now in this game. And you should actually try to think about how you can set up combos, how you can set up big damage, and how you can kind of finish them off, something that you didn't have to worry about too much in Smash 4. Finally, if you compare Marth in Smash 4 to Ultimate, you see a character that had access to essentially only air spam to one that now can do almost everything this moveset has to offer. A character that can utilize space, hit his tippers, and pressure with all of his aerials and all of his assets even on the ground. A character that can get a decent amount of damage from safety and then end kills with a slammin' F smash. Marth seems like a lot more enjoyable of a character now, and honestly all those together I think will make him a lot better to play. In order to start practicing Marth, honestly first off I'd recommend getting used to spacing. Trying to learn when you can throw out your moves without getting punished, and also trying to learn when you should maybe just back off, give the opponent some space, and then go in later. Realize that it's not always great to just throw your aerials 24/7, and kind of learn when's a good time and when's a bad time. Now those mostly just come from playing, but really focus on your spacing and really focus on trying not to get hit while just sneaking in some good attacks. Now secondly, in order to practice Marth before the game comes out, or even when it's come out, I'm going to say focus on getting tippers, especially in other games. From Melee to Smash 4 to Brawl to PM to whatever, just get used to how spacing with them works, because it is just a bit different than with other characters. While it won't be exactly the same practicing these games compared to Ultimate, if you can get used to how to practice tippers in them, you're going to be able to get used to practicing them again in almost the exact same way in Smash Ultimate. It's just going to come to you a lot easier, and as well, if Smash Ultimate has come out, yeah, put a lot of time into tippers, because as we saw with MKLeo, if you can figure those things out, Marth can just become a ridiculous character. Finally, I'm going to say to you, practice dash dancing in Melee and foxtrotting in Smash 4. Both of these are going to help you so much in understanding how you can move as Marth, how you can also create space as Marth while not giving a ton of stage control away. His movement options have been buffed in a variety of ways in Ultimate, so just try to learn how to kind of use these options in the previous games, and how to mix them up in the new game. As well, if Ultimate has come out by now, just practice your movement. Practice running across the stage, see how far you can go before your dash ends, and see how you can dash, 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 dash without having to go into a straight up run animation, so you can figure out how far you can go into having to tilt. Overall, if you can figure this out and use this far more effectively than other people, you're just going to have such an upper hand of control on the ground and be able to juggle a lot more effectively. And there you go. These are all the reasons to why you should main Marth in Smash Ultimate. Now, if you have a certain character you want me to cover in the next video, comment hashtag that character name, why you should main, or WYSM, and hit that subscribe button / notification bell to actually see the guide when it comes out. Now, if you also want to just say anything else, then comment down below what you're thinking about Marth, what changes you like, and if you're going to main him, or if you're not going to main him, and really why that is. Anyways, as always, guys, though, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, click that like button, or click on the top right of the screen right now for a playlist of more Why You Should Main videos, specifically on Ike. As always, guys, though, thank you for watching, and have a smashing day.